It's just telling us that, hey, you're referencing something that no longer exists down here. So it appears here in red. But it's already cleaner. There's already less noise. We don't have stamina or hit points or anything, because those are all properties that are going to go into a calculation for one of these API calls. So as an example of that, let's do this. Let's do string, and tell you what, and put it down here. Inspect. Oops. I do wonder if inspect is the right name for it. Get, what's the description? We'll keep it easy for now. Put it right back up there. Alright, so then for get description, inside of our player, we'll do this. So part of this refactor is that we've built in a lot of things into our base game object, into other things that we haven't really used yet, and we want to make this player more robust. Now that we've cleaned it up and we have some breathing room in this class, to look at, let's see. So every game object has a name and a description, which is fair. So we want to look at how, when you see somebody in the game, what is returned back to you. And let's go back into our player. Sorry for the jumping around. And we're going to return a string.format blank is a blank. Oops. We'll slip there. We're going to need gender. Gender. Alright. So inside of our actor, inside of our iActor, let's do, this is where you get in trouble with political correct folks. Because you almost just want to do a boolean. You almost want to say like is male, right? Or is female. And if it's not, if it's one or the other, then, but you also kind of want to be gender neutral, right? Like you don't want to say that male is the default, and if that's true, like true, it elicits rightness, and if it's false, then it's wrong, and it's a female. I'm overthinking that, but trust me, trust me. If you come in here and you do public bool, oops, or just bool is male, you're gonna get an eyebrow from someone. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. And someone's gonna say, well, why not is female? Why is male the positive attribution? Just take my word for it. Breathe, and let's let's just give it a little bit of flexibility. All right. Let's go ahead and add a type for that. And we're going to collapse this. Oops. On the base of our domain, I'm going to do a new item. Make it a class. and say actor gender types. Public enum. Male, female. This also allows us to incorporate some of your other kind of more modern options, which I am ignorant on, right? But I'll look those up and I'll add those here. Actually, let's just go look them up now. List of genders. Whoa. Here's what I was looking for. The cis man, cis woman. Alright, so we might come in here and pull some stuff from this, but we definitely want to show that we're modern thinking people. And when somebody comes in and they pick their gender, we want to give them, you know, all the options. And not just and it's kind of a special case here, but it's going to be the case in any kind of system design that you do, especially when you deal with the user interface. You never want to make the person who's using your application feel like they're being left out simply by the nature of who they are, right? And the easiest way to do that, and we remember this from school, the easiest way to do that is to give them a sheet that says identify yourself and then not have the options for who they are, right? That's the easiest way to make someone feel like they are outside of the system. And we don't want to do that. So I'll do some research and I'll make sure that I'm putting in the right stuff there. Then we come back over here. Actor gender types. I'm just going to say gender. Okay. Go over to player. Sorry, base actor. And implement that guy. And so just for a refresher on the abstract we're going to use here. So base actor looks to iActor for its contract, like the things it should be representing. And it's an abstract class. So we can defer the responsibility of implementing this by also calling it abstract. Oops. Field cannot be abstract. That is true. Let's make it a property. Alright, so now we've satisfied this contract because we said we've implemented some of the things and we're deferring some of the things to later on in the inheritance chain. So you're going to come to player, and now suddenly player is like, hot potato, now it's my responsibility to implement this thing. So I will do that. Using ReSharper, I'll implement the member. I'm just going to say get set. And throw it up here. And we also need to, in addition to name, when you create a new player, we now need to give it its gender. And then we will set the gender. So, ReSharper is telling me that I'm using a virtual call in the constructor. And the reason why it's mad about this, and so you saw that I used an abstract, and then in this class I'm overriding it. Well, something else could inherit from player, have its own constructor, and it also calls gender. So now you're running into this issue where a more derived constructor is calling a member that's been overridden in two places. And I don't know off the top of my head which one gets called first, but it's not good, right? So what we want to do is, I'm pretty sure ReSharper is going to tell us that we can seal this class so that it can't be inherited from. And so it can't be inherited from, this then becomes a safe call. Yeah, make player sealed. Cool. So again, and that's really just some of your OOP stuff and some of your inheritance stuff. Nothing really about design patterns. I'm gonna do my new favorite move in the channel. In the channel below, there's going to be a link to a beginner C# class, free videos, really good. If you want to use it as a precursor or just like a refresher, you can do that, and then see what that gets you, and give me some feedback to see how close you get after doing that class to being able to understand what's happening in here. And if you can pick right up, then great. If not, I'll look for some other resources to kind of bridge that gap. Okay, so we have to give it a default gender. And just to make sure that we don't upset anybody, I'm just going to say what? Your default gender, if you supply nothing, is going to be what? Oops. What? Okay. Narcani says, "Wow, nice." What are you wowing and nicing, Narcani? I'm curious. I love praise. Okay. So we've done a little more refactoring here with our player. Let's go back down to our description and what that needs to be. So we've got blank as a blank. Let's just leave it there for a second and say name, player type. What else do we want to return? Let's go into our strategy for one of our actors. I'm sorry, for one of our players. Oh, we need to fix this. Because we're saying that we no longer have this stuff in our iPlayer because there's a lot of noise. So it's still there. We're going to pass in something that inherits from my actor. Done. All right. So to fix this little issue, previously we had our iPlayer inherit from iActor, meaning that anything that was looking at the player could also be assured that the actor properties would be with it. We removed that link, and so now instead of our set stats, we need to just say that this is going to be of type actor, which is going to be safe because we'll always be passing in our player, which is an actor. All right. We're going to our strategy and fix it there as well.